Hello, everyone. Welcome. On behalf of the Embassy of Switzerland in the United States, I want to welcome you to our Swiss film showing for Films Across Borders. This is a festival in Washington, D.C., and this is a fall series of films. The theme of this year's film festival is Stories of Resilience and Hope, and we have very much a Swiss film that tells a story of resilience and hope for you. This is the 6th year of the Films Across Borders series, and it brings together a series of critically acclaimed films, documentaries, fiction films, short films as well, from all around the world, and it's co-presented in partnership with a number of embassies, cultural organizations, environmental organizations, and other arts institutions. This year's theme of Stories of Resilience and Hope is very timely because we're all facing new and familiar challenges. And this year, the Films Across Borders films tell stories of humans and wildlife which are facing new challenges, harrowing and heartfelt challenges as they survive and triumph in all corners of the world. So I'm very happy to be joined today by Ms. Delphine Lehericey, who is the director of this beautiful film, Beyond the Horizon, Le Milieu de l'Horizon in French. Ms. Lehericey is originally from Neuchâtel in Switzerland, but she started as an actress and then expanded into being a video director and a writer of films as well. Her films have included Puppy Love and a number of documentaries, and this film is her second feature film. It's gained a lot of critical acclaim. It won the Best Fiction Film Award at the 2020 Swiss Film Awards and has been shown at a number of festivals around the world. And I'm so excited to see that there was interest from so many of you, and really excited, Delphine, to hear your insights today. So I'd like to go ahead and get started with some questions. And also, if there are questions from viewers, please go ahead and use the Ask a Question button at the bottom of the page, and we'll make sure to get to it if we can. So let's go ahead and get started. Delphine, I want to start at the beginning. This is based on a novel by Roland Bouty, and I'm curious about how this story came to you and what made you want to interpret it.
Hello, everybody. I received the script for the Christmas 3 years ago, maybe 4. I don't remember what's going on with the time. And it was a first version of a scriptwriter who is Joanne Giger, who is from Switzerland, and she lives in LA. And they just developed the first script during 1 year, and after that they are running and looking for somebody to be the director of the movie. And I was in the 5 persons they imagine I can do something with this. And I was so happy because this is not the way we make movies in Europe. This is not the way, because directors write on script they want you to make a movie with. And this one was a surprise, and I was really a big interest for the story because the character of the mother, because the story with this teenager. And I just had my first long feature film was about 2 young teenagers, about the sexuality and desire and what's going on around 14 and 15. And this one is less younger, is youngest, is 13 years old. But I've seen something really special in the script because all the stories are in his own eyes, and it was the challenge to shoot this story in the eyes of a young teenager.
And how close did you stay to the book? Was that important to you that you stick very closely to the story?
I don't meet the novelist Roland Bouty. The first most important thing for me was to just participate to the script, another version of the script, because it was too close to the novel. Just in the way we just Joanne wrote a first story really close to the book, and I was thinking it's too like you see something, but you cannot feel the really good moment who are important, because we need actions and more actions. And this boy was just looking for something, but we don't know what it is. It just have a sensation, and it was like a description of something. And I was the person who said he has to do something, he has to feel something different, and something to shoot, because we have to make a story and put some tension in the story. And there is so many subjects in the movie, and it was really hard to find the not the most important, but the most easy to keep, because there is so many stories in one story, and this is life. But we have to do something to give this particular slice of life, because this is just one summer, and so many things happened, and it has to be organic, not so many things happening, and it's too much. And we do the second version of the script, and after that, just close to the moment we have to shoot the movie, I met the novelist Roland Buty, and it was really important at this moment for me.
Yeah. Well, that's great. What kind of research did you and the cast and the crew have to do in preparation? This film takes place in the 1970s, and so did you have to research the time period extensively, and also the sort of life on the farm?
The challenge was to find the landscapes, and because this in 76, and it has to be like a real old movie, because the story is like, you make a movie, a historical movie, you have to be really real in the landscape, in the clothes and everything. But with the DOP, Christophe Bocarn, we choose to make a movie like we are in 76, and we go to Macedonia to find the landscape without the signals and everything. There is nothing on the roads. There is nothing in the shops. Nothing is like the 70s. This part of the Macedonia, and it was really a gift for us, because we have to build something, but we don't have to destruct the nature and the landscape and everything. And we have this location for 360 degrees to shoot everywhere, and that was the first most important thing we have to find to shoot the movie. And after that, we decide to make the movie with 35 millimeters, and we shoot in a pellicule. I don't know how do you say this in
film.
And this was not numeric, and we decide to have just sun. We don't have so many lights on the set, and we shoot like we were in the 70s.
Yeah.
And after that, before, I've seen so many old documentaries with women in farms, and how they manage with the kids, the work, the husbands, and the period. And I've seen so many MLF women who are in farms, and they live like women. They read, they exchange books, and they are really fun, and they're always laughing. And it was really good short documentaries in France. We're in France.
Huh. That's really interesting, and I think it's interesting to hear what you said about just using the sun and the natural light, because that very much, I think, makes you feel more a part of the film. It feels very realistic. So I find there are some very interesting explorations of freedom and independence in the film, either gained or lost. Goose, his father, and his mother all lose or gain some sort of independence, whether it's being bound to the farm or being able to embark on this new life and new relationship. And I'm hoping you can speak a bit more about these ideas of freedom and independence as you saw them in the film.
It was with the women. The first click, it was the story of this woman, because the 70s are in this part of the Europe the big moment, and they try to say something, and this was the first Me Too, and I was too young to participate to this first Me Too, and they try to be more free with their bodies, with the child, with everything, with the money and everything. And I just have the sensation when I leave the next Me Too, I don't remember, it was in 2017.
Yeah.
17. I was like, oh, this is a revolution for us, for all the women. And the movie was in the good moment for me, because if you make a story with an historical movie, you have to try to tell the present. You cannot just tell what's going on in the past. It has to be like an echo, and something is in the same moment, but is not the same, but it's quite the same. And it was one of the thematic was really important for me, to put the mother in front of the stage, because in the book she's always in the back, because just the kid Gus is looking the mother, but nothing happened in this part of the thematic. It's just in his mind. And for me, as a woman and as a director, I have a kind of responsibility to tell something different than the book. And I choose this feminism thing. This is a revolution for her, because she lives for a woman, but because she understands she has something to live more than just be a mother and a wife or something like this. And the other kind of liberty, or I don't know, freedom, this is the moment Gus is growing up, and he has to be a man, and he has to understand that the childhood is in the past, and this is an universal moment in life for everybody.
Yeah, I love the discussion with his father, where he's talking about life on the farm and how his father enjoyed farming because it allowed you to be independent, but now with everything changing, that Goose should go and do something different. But in fact, he's still sort of drawn back. I just thought that was so beautiful. You mentioned that the film is told entirely through Goose's perspective, with the camera as well. Like, the camera is basically his eyes. But you made this a story where his mother, Nicole, is at the forefront. And do you think using Goose's perspective made it easier to tell these many different stories at the same time?
Yes, because this is easier to just choose the place for the camera. And this is, for me, it was more simple to understand what's going on with this woman if we are not like adult regarding another adult and judgment and everything, because a child is like pure emotion. And we can have the angry, we can have the sad, it can be sad, it can everything, and we can understand, because we are whole child and we are whole adults now. People who are watching the movie, they remember the past, but they can remember the childhood, and imagine if their own mother make this, what's going on. But this is not the judgment of an adult, this is the judgment of a child. And so many women after the the movie come and say to me, "Oh, thank you, I understand." And it remembers my mother, it remembers my grandmother, it remembers me, and it was the better way to be close to the character.
That's wonderful. We're screening this as part of the festival Films Across Borders, and as I mentioned, the theme this year is stories of resilience and hope. And obviously, I see those qualities here, resilience and hope, but I wonder if you see that as well, and what you hope viewers take away from the film.
I have a personal hope. I'm a mother of a boy who's 10 years old, and my hope is he can grow up in this complex world and forgive the parents and forgive the mess maybe, and have his own way in the middle of the horizon, just choose the way he wants to grow up, and without the judgment, without I don't know, we live in life, we live in so many, we have to manage with so many dramas, with so many dramatic situation and happy situation, but we cannot avoid dramatic situation. And I think you can grow up if you affront, if you
confront or face
all the things, all the emotions. And at the end of the movie, I was like, I want this boy on the bicycle smiling, because there is hope. This is a really dramatic story, and the book is more dramatic. The horse is dying, the grandfather is dying, and everything is going like, this is too hard. And I changed the end of the book, because at the end of the book there is another hand. And I've decided we need a reconciliation. The son and the mother has to be close, and we have to understand the boy as understand the mother, and is in kind of resilience, and he forgive her for everything, and he I don't know if the boy understands the mother, but he understands something for himself, and he's gonna be a good man. This is very important. It has to be.
Yeah, I saw this film earlier this year at the Solothurn Film Festival in Switzerland, and it stuck with me because I was trying to take notes to remember what films, what the story was, and I was so immersed in the film that at the end I hadn't taken any notes because I couldn't take my eyes off the screen the entire time. So it's such an intense film, but you're right, at the end, seeing that reconciliation is so important, because you see the complications of real life followed by the hope that we survive and we are resilient and we move on. So that's wonderful to hear. Going back to the stories of women, we see many distinct female characters in the film, and it's very important to tell women's stories, and particularly to have female directors tell women's stories. And it's 2020, yet we're still having conversations about gender imbalances in the film industry. So I wonder, from your perspective, are things headed in the right direction? And what progress do you see in getting more women involved in film, and particularly behind the camera?
I think something happened, something really important. And it is really complicated to explain what's a female gaze and what's the male gaze, and stay in a way you don't oppose the man and the woman. And I think we try, all the directors, all the industries, trying to understand what the woman wants to say and what the woman can say, and where is this alterity?
Yeah, the differences.
This is something really rich, and this is not something to take something to somebody else. This is something to give more and more. And all the discussion about the gender, about the presence of the woman, is something more. And I think that's the way we have to understand the industry and to work. We have responsibilities as directors, men and women. How we tell the story of a woman. If you are a man, if you are a woman, you have the same responsibility. And we are all part of this world. And so many people have to understand this is not for. This is for equality. I think everything is going on for equality, for more visibility, and visibility is equality, because women are in, I don't know, same proportion. We have 50% of men, it's 50% women, a little more. And we need this to make a good, I don't know, a good, how do you say, témoignage.
Testimony
of the world.
Yeah. Wonderful. So I just have a couple of more questions, but again, if viewers have questions, you can click the Ask Question button or type it in the chat, and we'll try to get to it at the end. So Delphine, you're from the Romandie, the French-speaking part of Switzerland, and I want to hear what you think makes the storytelling and the filmmaking landscape special there.
Like,
is there something about the culture, or what is special about Swiss-French filmmaking and stories?
That's strange, because we can say all the countries and all the parts of some countries have their own perspective and their own story of movies and everything. But now I think all the directors are from everywhere. Yeah. And we cannot say I'm from there and my movies are in the influence of this or this. So many persons, I love the work of so many directors in Switzerland, and especially maybe Ursula Meyer and Petra Volpe. And Ursula Meyer is from the Romandie, and Petra Volpe is from Zurich, I think. And this is two women who manage with the landscapes in Switzerland, but they put some stories, they are really universal, and they go everywhere around. And maybe this is why the story of Roland Buty is really in Switzerland, and we shoot in Macedonia, and we try to give this story with in the north of Europe. We never say this is in Switzerland. And I think we can, as people from Switzerland, have a good perspective and regard the world in general, because I don't know, there is so many different cultures, so many different people in Switzerland, and we understand we are really lucky to live in the country like this, with beautiful and so many beautiful landscapes and so many beautiful things. And this is comfortable to imagine stories. And so many directors want to share the perspective, not just in Switzerland, but what they can see all around the world. And so many Swiss live in other countries around, I think.
And that just makes the storytelling richer, right?
Yeah.
Have perspectives. Wonderful. And what are you working on now? What will we see next from you?
I'm working on a comedy. Yeah, it was really important. No, it was a necessity. Just after this movie, and because of all this mess and the pandemic and everything, I start writing in March, I think. And now the script is finished, and we just have the casting and we try to have the shooting in May or June, and we are super ready because we need really to laugh.
Right.
But it is not really fun at the beginning, but the story is about old man, and his wife is dead, and when the movie starts, and after he has to manage with his child and so many things, but it's about life.
Wonderful.
And desire.
Well, we will look forward to seeing that from you in the future. So thank you so much, Delphine Lehericey, for taking the time to answer our questions and for sharing your story and your beautiful film with us. And if you haven't had the chance to view the film yet, it will still be available for streaming, offered by the Embassy of Switzerland until Tuesday, October 20th. On behalf of our partners with Films Across Borders, I want to also extend the invitation to participate in the upcoming films, which will be available for free virtually for the next couple of months. And you can go to filmsacrossborders.org to find more information about that. On behalf of the Embassy of Switzerland in the United States, I want to thank you, Delphine, and thank you everyone who watched this film, who viewed it and participated in the discussion. We're already planning for our next film showings, so please stay tuned to the Embassy's social media channels, which is at Swiss Embassy USA, and our newsletter for more information. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Merci, Delphine, and bonne journée.
Thank you, merci.
Thank you.